For some reason, I am not able to get these cursed THX box sets out of my head. The worst things I can think of are the characters getting killed and the jump scares at the end. Well, guess what? It will never, ever get out of my head. Anyways, I'm here to tell you about another THX box set I've come across. It all started when I was at school. It was the end of the day and I decided to do some dumpster diving for a collection I was doing back at home. I mostly pick up videotapes and DVDs that are just educational. I was thinking of a ride home by one of my friends. When I got to my house, checked the mail. I recognized there was a package for me, so I went inside my house, opened it up, and what I saw was something unsettling. It was another THX box set. This time, the box set consisted of characters from Netflix shows in a black and red background. The characters included Hilda, Song Ji-hoon from Squid Game, the Barber family from Marriage Story, Drew from Children of Kingdom, Guy Mai and Sam I Am from Green Eggs and Ham, and Key from Voltron Legendary Defender. The box set was entitled Netflix The Ultimate THX Collection. Wait a minute. How could some Netflix shows and Marriage Story movie be THX certified? I muttered. I took out the DVDs that were in it and saw once again another rare DVD. It was titled The Rare THX Trailer made by Netflix. On the bottom left it had an E rating, meaning that the DVD seemed international. I inserted the DVD into the DVD player and began my first THX box set experience. It first started with the Netflix logo that appears for any Netflix show or movie. Then it showed a montage of the shows and the only movie featured. It then went to the language menu, which includes languages English, Spanish, French, Japanese, Korean, and Portuguese. I selected English as that is what I prefer to watch stuff in. Then I got to the menu where I saw the characters including text in different colored boxes. There were 4 options like all those other box sets. The options were play, scene selection, setup, and bonus features. I pressed play and sat back for another streaming trailer. It started off with a warning that said, "This lost THX trailer was made to promote the theatrical release of Malignant, despite not being THX certified." The trailer also consists of deleted scenes and it might be suitable for people with sensitivity issues or children. Watch at your own risk. Man, just how worse can this get? Screw it, here we go. The trailer started with a shot of the city of Trollberg. Hilda and her mother were in a car on their way to get some groceries. "Mom?" Hilda asked. "Yes, dear," Johanna replied. "Why are we going to the supermarket? Don't we have plenty of food back at home?" Hilda asked. Johanna then said, "Well, Hilda, we're having a party tonight, and your friend's definitely allowed to come." Hilda said, "Oh yeah, now I remember." As they kept driving, they heard some evil laughter. Hilda got worried and said, "What on earth was that?" Johanna replied, "It sounded like laughter." All of a sudden, Tex shot down in front of the car as Hilda and Johanna got nervous. For some reason, he broke the car window with a large hammer. Tex said, "Hello there, British-speaking women. Would you like to see what dying feels like?" Hilda said, "No, we don't. As a matter of fact, I know about you. You kill a lot of innocent people, many other characters. Now get out of our sight." Tex then said, "Oh, well, I guess you went too far, 'cause it's time for tea and biscuits with the one and only Sexy Texie." Tex took out a rock and threw it at Johanna as she got her chest crushed by a rock. After that, Hilda made a run for it as Tex chased her along. Hilda said, "I wish Twig were here by now." As soon as she said it, she heard some growling. Just then, Twig came out and bit Tex by the leg. Tex said, "You puny little creature. Now I to commit animal cruelty on you." He then took out a big shotgun and shot Twig in the head, making blood, guts, and gore come out. Hilda screamed, "Twig, no!" When she said that, it reminded me of the scene where Dragon dies in the THX DreamWorks trailer. Hilda began crying at the sight of her dead deer fox. However, it didn't sound like she was doing cartoon crying. It instead sounded like a little girl was crying. This scene lasted for 35 seconds. I began to get very sorry for Hilda. I nearly shed a tear. All of a sudden, Tex said, "Sorry, Hilda, but no one is going to save you now. There will be no police, no friends, no other dangerous animals, or anyone else to come to your rescue." He then took out a fire axe. Before he could make contact with Hilda, the screen cut to black as the sound of head slashing was heard, meaning that Hilda had her head chopped off. The show wasn't over just yet. It cut to a shot of the red light, green light game from Squid Game. The contestants began coming out of the free doors, meaning the game was about to start. The announcer who was heard in the background was giving out instructions. Before the game could start, the contestants heard some evil chuckling. The contestants started to get nervous, wondering what in the world they just heard. All of a sudden, THX flew down, making the contestants get shocked. THX then began to speak. "What up, fellow players? I will be the host of Red Light, Green Light." Oil Nam, or whatever his name is, then said in an English accent, "Get out of here, red robot. We already got an instruction person." THX then said, "No, you don't. All you hear is nonsense. Let's play a game with the THX." He then began shooting at all the contestants in the guards of UMP-45 as the contestants made blood-curdling screams. After THX killed everyone, he then went to the moving statue of a doll and broke everything on it with a force axe. He then said, "My work here is almost done." When he said that, it sounded like it was copied from the KQD Kids THX trailer. It then went to black. After 5 seconds, it went to a shot of a forest from True and the Rainbow Kingdom. True and Griselda were walking down a path. "True?" Griselda asked. "Yeah, Griselda?" True replied. "I'm a little worried about something," Griselda replied. "About what?" True asked. "Well, have you heard the rumors of a red robot killing innocent people?" Griselda asked. True got worried and said, "As a matter of fact, I do. He is out there murdering animated characters because they disrespect him and his company. Also, he just murdered a few characters from a live-action show. But as long as he doesn't appear, we will be safe." How did True know that THX killed a contestant from Squid Game? All of a sudden, THX appeared from behind a rock. Griselda turned her head around and screamed. But Griselda wasn't screaming in her cartoon voice. It sounded like her director, Anne Claire Bartlam, had lost her shit. "What's wrong, Griselda?" True asked. "It's him," Griselda replied. THX stood there as he took out a chainsaw. He said, "Hello there, girls. Do you want to die?" True then screamed, "Run!" She and Griselda began to make a run for it while THX chased after them. "You can run, but you won't be able to hide from sexy Texy." Just then, he managed to sneak up behind Griselda and he stabbed her in the neck with a kitchen knife. True got to a safe place to avoid getting killed by THX. However, THX soon noticed her and he opened a portal. But instead of the portal resembling hell, it looked like a bunch of brown wall bricks. True fell down and found herself in a castle hall, and then THX showed up. Apparently, I knew the scene was supposed to resemble the warrior apparition, but unfortunately, THX would be chasing True with his whole body. THX said, "Hello there, True. You want fun? Sexy Texy will show you fun." The endless stairs using Super Mario 64 played as True kept running with THX on her trail. Once THX got close to her, the screen cut to black. The sound of neck snapping was heard, meaning that THX snapped her neck. But it still wasn't over. To be continued in Part 2.